Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike MercurialX Proximo indoors in the latest Safari Pack colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is black in color with black strings. In the middle you're going to find a Nike swoosh filled in with black and gray safari print. The outline for the Nike swoosh is bright mango in color, and you also have your MercurialX branding there in bright mango as well. While on the back, you're going to find the bright mango Nike football branding. Other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at what is a really interesting colorway of the MercurialX Proximo that of course features Nike's iconic safari print that is basically featured across this entire pack. Now in today's video, we are of course going to take a closer detailed look at the colorway itself. We're going to take a look at the overall tech specs, talk about performance details, take a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as talk about how these things fit and feel on feet. So if you are interested in learning more, please stick around, watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you'll find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $150 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now, of course, this being part of the Safari Pack, you're going to find Nike's iconic safari print scattered across the entire upper. The base for the upper, and really the majority of the shoe, is black in color. That includes the Nike skin covering, the actual Nike swoosh, the laces, the exposed Flyknit, and the bottom, which is kind of more of a translucent black. The actual safari print is a dark gray color, which seems kind of subtle, and it is, but what a lot of people don't realize about this particular colorway is that the safari print itself is reflective, which I can't actually show you in this video, but there's a video that I posted on my Instagram that I'm going to put on screen right now that shows off the reflective aspect of this upper. It's really, really cool. So all the little safari dots, those reflect the light really well, as well as this strip right here going up the back of the collar where it actually says MercurialX. That's fully reflective as well. It's a really cool effect, and in kind of stadium lighting situations, it's super, super noticeable with this particular shoe, despite it looking like a mostly black upper from a distance. As far as other elements you're going to find in regards to the colorway, you do have that texturing here on the medial side that kind of does cover up the safari aspect of the upper a little bit. But it's just kind of a necessary element of this particular shoe. You find it on every single colorway. And then the main accent color is bright mango orange, which we haven't really seen from Nike in the soccer department for quite some time now, but it looks like it's making a comeback with some of their more recent colorway releases. It's basically like a bright orange color, kind of on the lighter side, almost has a slightly pinkish tinge to it. I would describe it as kind of a peachy orange, even a salmon color, depending on how you want to look at it. You have that for the outline of the Nike swoosh on both the lateral and medial side, the MercurialX branding going down the back, the inside of the collar, as well as the mid layer of the Flyknit. So when it stretches out, it does reveal some of that bright mango coloring. And then of course, the midsole is solid bright mango in color as well. So overall, really, really good looking colorway, but when you add the reflective aspect of it as well, to me it just gives it that a little bit extra, put it over the edge. It's a really, really nice looking shoe. The Superfly 4 is already pretty attractive, and I think that this safari print just looks absolutely fantastic. So let me know your opinions on it down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the main reason why you'd be interested in this particular shoe is because you're a fan or perhaps even have a pair of the Mercurial Superfly 4 outdoor shoes and you want something very similar for indoor. That kind of sums up the MercurialX Proximo. It's the Superfly 4 upper minus ACC, which is not really a feature you're going to notice in all honesty, and with a little bit of extra material here in the form of this grippy, kind of gritty texturing right here on the medial side, which also has a very minor impact on the overall feel of the shoe. Everything else about this upper is straight up a Superfly 4. They really haven't changed anything. You get a Flyknit construction for the upper, more reinforced in all the parts that are covered in Nike skin. You of course have the Brio cables that act as your support system that make this shoe a tighter fit as well as a very responsive shoe when it comes to making quick cuts and changes of direction. Of course, it's going to provide a thinner touch on the ball, given that it is a fairly thin layer of Flyknit, but you do of course have reinforcement layers on the inside as well. You do have the mid-cut design, which does feature an elasticated collar. Same thing goes for the top of the foot where the tongue would normally be located. This is really stretchy, really doesn't offer any kind of structure or support or ankle stability like a lot of people seem to think with these mid-cut models from Nike. It's there more so just to provide a certain type of feel where it feels like the shoe is flowing from your leg onto your foot as opposed to something being strapped to your foot. It's a more natural sensation, not necessarily something that is better or worse or provides any kind of performance advantage over a standard traditional low-cut shoe. You do have an internal plastic heel counter just like you would on a standard Superfly 4. Same heel liner as well, smooth synthetic leather going down the back of the shoe with minimal amounts of padding. It's probably the most uncomfortable part of the mid-cut aspect of this shoe, especially if you haven't worn a mid-cut model in the first place or worn a mid-cut model before in general. That takes some getting used to, but as long as you break them in slowly, you shouldn't have too many problems. We'll talk about that more a little bit later during the on-feet portion of the video. And then of course the insole, that's different from a pair of Superfly 4s. It features a mesh liner on top, no perforations, and it features a kind of ortholite foam material. It's got some decent thickness to it, and really this insole is what's going to be providing the majority of the underfoot cushioning for this particular indoor shoe because it is very, very low profile. It has somewhat of a Phylon foam midsole running through the heel and midfoot, but it is very, very minimal. There's not a lot of cushion from that, while in the forefoot, pretty much all the cushioning you're getting is from that insole because this is pretty much just a straight up rubber outsole that you're sitting directly on top of. So if you like that ultra flexible, super close to the ground, minimal amounts of padding feel, that's what you're getting from the MercurialX Proximo and just the MercurialX line in general. It's the most low profile of all the Nike X models. As far as the outsole is concerned, this happens to be the indoor variation of the MercurialX Proximo, which of course is best suited for indoor courts, as well as concrete, any kind of street soccer environment, anything that's completely flat. There is also a turf variation available in this colorway. So if you do play on turf, which can either be artificial grass, which is the plastic blades of grass with small rubber pellets. You can use a turf shoe on that type of a surface, although it won't be as aggressive as far as traction is concerned when compared to an AG shoe. Or you can use turf on the more traditional kind of old school type of turf, where it's more of just like a rough carpet material with no rubber pellets at all. That's kind of the type of surface that turf is technically intended for. But like I said, you can use it on artificial grass as well. So for the indoor variation, it performs really well. The traction is quite good on indoor courts and even on concrete. And it's actually a nice thick layer of rubber as well that seems to hold up really well in outdoor environments. So it's not going to grind down too quickly. So durability is a pretty good aspect of the MercurialX line in general. It seems to hold up quite well, and you get this big rubber lip going around the edge too, so that's going to save the upper and just make for a really strong bond between the sole plate, the outsole, sorry, and the upper of the shoe. And pretty much the traction pattern remains the same across all Nike X models, whether it be the Mercurial, Magista, or Hypervenom lines. You're going to find this kind of hexagon layout that, like I said, does get the job done. No complaints in that department whatsoever. So that's pretty much it in terms of what you're getting with the MercurialX Proximo from Nike. It's an indoor version of the Superfly 4. So if you like the Superfly 4, this is probably the indoor that you want. In terms of weight, obviously the MercurialX Proximo is not going to be as lightweight as a pair of firm ground Superfly 4s. You have a rubber outsole, it's just going to weigh a lot more than plastic or carbon fiber in the case of the Superfly 4. With that being said, for an indoor shoe, especially one as solid as these are, they're actually pretty lightweight. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 8.5 ounces, the equivalent of 240 grams. So not the lightest indoors money can buy. If you want something lighter from the MercurialX line, the Finale model actually does weigh a little bit less than the Proximo model, but For a pair of high-end indoor shoes, these are certainly not going to weigh you down, and because of how well they fit and how responsive they are on your feet, you're definitely not going to get any kind of a heavy sensation from this particular shoe. They are nice and lightweight on your feet. All right, so here is a look at the MercurialX Proximos on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock black laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of black with white dots SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. You find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, the general sensation of wearing the shoe is very similar to that of a standard Superfly 4, with the one major difference being the kind of underfoot feel, and that it doesn't have a solid sole plate. You have a more cushioned insole and pretty much a very flexible rubber outsole. So like I said, that changes the feel of the shoe a little bit, but the general shape and fit is pretty much the same as a regular Superfly. The one thing you're going to notice about any of the mid-cut models from right out of the box, especially if you haven't worn one before, is the stiffness and just unique way that the shoe wraps your heel. It's a little bit kind of not necessarily uncomfortable, but kind of unusual at first. And as long as you take things really slow, wear them around your house, you go through a really light training session, don't wear them straight into a game, don't wear them straight into a shooting session, because you're going to experience discomfort. But if you take your time with the break-in process, you're unlikely to have any issues, and they will be comfortable for you in the long run once they've softened up a bit and once you get used to how they fit and feel in general. As far as the fit is concerned, it's a tighter fitting shoe, just like you're going to find from the Superfly 4. So if you have really wide feet, probably not the best option for you. And in regards to sizing, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, that is it for my review of the Safari Pack Nike MercurialX Proximo Indoors. If you guys are interested in more info on this shoe, be sure to check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you'll find the high quality images of this exact pair that'll give you a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, as well as buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $150 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding this particular shoe, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.